Welcome to the Vikings Now. I am your host, Patrick Siepman. We got the first ever mock draft, actually, of this Vikings offseason. The Vikings do have 4 picks. I'm going to be going over each and every one of them. But before we do get into that, I do want to ask you guys this. Shout out to Kirk O'Chains. We are live right now for the first time. Our bosses said we couldn't get 200 likes on today's video. They said we couldn't do it. I said the Vikings fans, they're going to prove them wrong. Go down there, hit that like button. 200 likes is my goal. I had my bosses in my ear saying Vikings fans don't show the interaction as Raiders fans, Cowboys fans. Prove them wrong. Go like today's video. Let's get to 200 likes at least. Now, there's 4 Vikings draft picks that they do have. Round 1 is the 23rd overall pick. Round 3 is the 88th overall pick, and round 4 at 119, and round 5 at 156. I will say they are supposed to get 2 comp picks in the 6th round. I decided to leave those out and just focus on these big 4 picks, because I think these are important picks, and the Vikings are going to need to hit on them. And coming in, round 1, number 23 overall, the Vikings select Devon Witherspoon, the corner out of Illinois. Honestly, Devon Witherspoon, I think he could be a top 15 pick. I think he could honestly be a top 10 pick this year in the NFL draft. But he would fix this cornerback issue immediately for the Minnesota Vikings. He is a true cornerback 1, and he will be a true lockdown cornerback 1 in the NFL for years to come. If you're looking at the PFF breakdown for Devon Witherspoon right now, they kind of do these fun play style comparisons. They just list him as a dog. And if you go through on his highlights, that's probably the best way to describe him. I was actually talking to Tom Downey, and I was saying, could this dude play a little safety in the NFL? He said, no, he's a little small. But the way he hits, I wouldn't be shocked if he could play a little box safety at a point in his career. PFF grade, though, sitting at a 92 overall PFF grade this past year at Illinois. Like I said, he's supposed to be a first-round pick, but I do think he could fall top 15, top 10. But if he falls to you at 23, the Vikings need to take him, because if you're looking at this quarterback room, Duke Shelley, Patrick Peterson, they're both free agents in this upcoming year. I mean, I expect to bring back Duke Shelley, but I also expect Patrick Peterson to walk. I mean, then you're left with guys like Cameron Dantzler, Caleb Evans, Andrew Booth Jr. Do we really want to put all the pressure of the secondary on guys like that? Or could we bring in a guy like Devon Witherspoon, and he could kind of cement it over and be a true cornerback 1 for the future for the Minnesota Vikings? But I want to ask you guys this question. This will be the pinned comment on today's video. Who do you want to take in the first round of the NFL draft? What position? Give me a name, position, whatever it may be. Go let me know in the comment section. Round 3, number 88 overall, the Vikings select Rashee Rice, a receiver out of SMU down here in Dallas, Texas, and he could be the wide receiver 2 of the future for the Minnesota Vikings. You're looking at his stats this past season: 95 receptions, just over 1,300 yards, 10 touchdowns, 14 yards per catch. He's got a 6'2 frame. He's a very physical wide receiver, and I think he would be a great fit next to Justin Jefferson for years to come. I think this would be the true wide receiver 2 that you could pair up with Justin Jefferson, and you could say Justin Jefferson, Rashee Rice, KJ Osborne, TJ Hawkinson, those are the 4 weapons. Even if it's not Kirk Cousins, who's the quarterback of the future, whoever it may be, if you have those 4 guys locked up for years to come, the Vikings will have some of the best weapons in the NFL for many, many years. I got the last 2 picks coming up soon, but I do want to give a quick shout out to today's sponsor, and that is Athletic Greens. Vikings Now is sponsored by Athletic Greens. I take AG1 by Athletic Greens literally every day. Get comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition at athleticgreens.com/chatsports. I gave AG1 a try because I wanted sustained energy and wanted a supplement that actually tastes great. I take AG1 in the morning, and it makes me feel ready to take on my day. I started taking AG1 at the start of the new year, and it really helps me sustain my energy throughout the day so I can feel strong and ready for my workout after work. Covering my nutritional basis for the day literally couldn't be easier, which is why I trust Athletic Greens. I just mix 1 small scoop of AG1 with water and drink it first thing each morning. Done. I also like that it costs less than $3 a day. Pretty good if you ask me. It's a really effective daily habit with the highest quality sourced ingredients. That's a win-win. If a comprehensive solution is what you need from your supplement routine, then Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. That's athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Check it out. I'll put the link in the comments and the description of today's video. Promotes gut health, supports immunity, and it will boost your energy. If that sounds like something that interests you, just head to athleticgreens.com/chatsports. Round 4, Owen Pappoe. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. He is a speedy linebacker out of Auburn, and this is somebody that I am getting very, very excited about because this Vikings linebacker room is slow. And if we're looking at what he did this past season, 51 tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. Like I said, if we're taking a look at this Vikings linebacker depth chart right now, Eric Kendricks, he's slow. Jordan Hicks, he's slow. Troy Dye, he's slow. But Brian Asamoah and Pappoe will change life at the linebacker position for Minnesota. The speed they would bring, I think it would completely kind of turn that position on the head. Going from guys like Eric Kendricks and Jordan Hicks, who are as slow as me on the football field, to a guy like Brian Asamoah and Pappoe out of Auburn, I think it would completely change it. I think if you need faster linebackers nowadays in the NFL anyways, I don't think you need the prototypical Brian Urlacher, 250-pound, hard-hitting, downhill linebackers. Yes, there is still a place for that, but I'm leaning towards more of the faster, younger linebackers that I think the Vikings could bring in. I think those two could really change life at the linebacker position. And now the 5th-round pick, number 159 overall in the NFL draft, Deuce Vaughn. Basically Darren Sproles 2.0. This is a small, shifty back out of Kansas State, and I do think that the Vikings are going to move off a guy like Dalvin Cook. He would be a great option to bring in. And my God, just look at these numbers. Look at the yards per carry for this guy. 2022, 293 carries, just over 1,500 yards and 9 touchdowns. And then in 2021, the year before that, 235 carries, 1,400 yards, and 18 touchdowns. Deuce Vaughn's incredible, and then his freshman year, he had 123 carries, 642 yards, and 7 TDs. So my prediction, I think the Vikings will either cut or trade Dalvin Cook. And then I think they will let Alexander Mattison walk. I think they'll eventually lead Ty Chandler to becoming the RB1 next season for the Minnesota Vikings. I think Ty Chandler's built for it. He's our 6th-round pick out of North Carolina last year. And then if you bring in a guy like Deuce Vaughn, where you could go a little running back by committee. If you told me the 3 Vikings running backs for next season, they're going to be Ty Chandler, Deuce Vaughn, and Kene Wangu with Kevin O'Connell's great offensive mind, I get excited about that, especially we already know the weapons we have on the outsides with Jefferson, Hockenson, and the boys. If you could bring in just another weapon, another gadget guy to this offense, and Kirk Cousins, you know obviously we have our problems with Kirk, but he's a great quarterback. I mean, he will get the ball out on time and with precision. So I want to ask you guys this. Should the Vikings draft a running back? Just overall, throughout the whole draft, if you think the Vikings are moving off a guy like Dalvin Cook, do you think the Vikings should draft a running back? I've always been under the impression, honestly, I think you should always take a running back in the 4th or 5th round every single year and just never pay them. I think the running back is a very replaceable position in the NFL. If you just kind of take one every year or so in the 4th or 5th round just to keep legs healthy, I don't really hate that idea. But let me know, should the Vikings draft a running back? Type D for draft or type P for pass. So here's overall my mock draft. Round 1, number 23 overall, Devon Witherspoon. If he falls to 23 and I'm sitting there on draft night and he is there and the Vikings don't take him, I might start crying. At round 3, Rashee Rice. Again, he most likely won't be there in round 3. He's slated to go round 2, but he could fall to round 3. There are a lot of good wide receivers in this year's draft. I would love if he would fall to the Vikings at number 88. Then Owen Pappoe, I think at round 4, number 119th overall, the linebacker out of Auburn. He's a really fast guy. He's slated to run a 4.3 40. I think he would be a great fit next to Brian Asamoah for years to come. And then Deuce Vaughn, the little gadget guy out of Kansas State, Darren Sproles 2.0 as I like to call him. He would be great for the Vikings. So grade my mock draft. I want to know what you guys have to say. If these are the Vikings 4 selections, and you get that notification on your phone, this is who the Vikings just drafted. Let me know what you guys have to say. Grade my mock draft, A, B, C, D, or F. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. This was the first mock draft. We'll have many more to come on the channel. And as always, Skol Vikes. Oh, All right. Shout out to Kirko Chains, by the way. I tried to hold it together there, man. Some talk about bringing Peterson back and moving him to safety from Kirko. Patrick Peterson at safety. I don't know if he's big enough to play safety in the NFL. Appreciate Trace Gerard. He's going to go get your beer shot fun or shotgun, whatever it is, whatever Trace wants to do. Shout out to you, Kirko. We really do appreciate it. I hope you guys did enjoy this. Obviously, this is just to get more content on the channel, but I think these weekly lives, I think they'll be great. You know, it's fun kind of getting on here and really talking to you guys, get a more interaction from it. Paul Carlson, he said a real one. Looking for demons is saying N for, I believe that was drafting a running back. So he's saying N. But if you guys, I mean, if the Vikings have a chance to get Devon Witherspoon at that 23 overall pick, you have to do it. I mean, I don't think you will. I don't think he'll make it past 15. I think wherever the Patriots are, I think the Patriots are drafting 16. I think they'll take him. But Devon Witherspoon, I'll be very curious to see if he falls to 23, because if he does, I'm taking him. I am taking him no matter what. He will be number one on my big board for the Vikings this year, by far. You guys get to see, Trace is actually a Saints fan. We know Saints and Vikings fans have beef, but
hey,
Trace.
We're homies.
Yeah, we are homies. Shout out to Trace, getting it done.
I'm always showing love on the Vikes.
I don't know. The Saints and Vikings, it's just a love-hate. Yeah, Kirko, I don't know where that talk was about Patrick Peterson potentially playing safety. That'd be incredible. I mean, I don't know if he will. Yeah, Luis, Bountygate, exactly. I mean, they tried to put an old man, Brett Favre, in the hospital, and they think we're just going to be okay with that.
Hartley, that was like 13 years ago, like a couple of days ago.
Yeah. We got the Miller Lite beer shotgun coming in from Trace right now. Yeah. Kyle Rudolph, back end zone, touchdown. Trace down in it right now. Shout out to Trace. We appreciate it. First ever Vikings Live. Kirko Chains, you've been a supporter. I think you're following me on – yeah, you are following me on Twitter. You've been supporting since the watch parties in the summer. We really do appreciate it. No, we did not. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. The first ever edition of Vikings Now Live during the weeks. We're going to be trying to do these at least every other week. They may turn into a weekly thing if you guys do enjoy them. But thank you guys so much again for joining us here. Yeah. Patrick, Luis, shout out to you. Thank you for joining us. I hope you guys hope you guys enjoyed today's show. Yeah, as always, you guys can also follow me on Twitter. Right there, at Pat Siepman NFL. It's going to be links in the chat. Just follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be talking about the Vikes all off season. If you guys want a more personal, you guys can also DM me. If I missed your question from the mailbag and you guys just want to know what I have to say, if you guys just want to chop it up with a Vikings fan, just let me know and follow me on Twitter. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching us. The first ever edition of Vikings Now Live during the week. It's been an honor. It's been a ton of fun. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Skolger, Luis, Kirko, Killer Gorilla, Paul Carlson, Looking for Demons. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. See you guys next time. Let's go Vikes.